Hi, I'm Karen from IBS Naturally, and today I'm going to teach you how to make lazy lamb and sweet potato curry. It's called lazy lamb because we're going to use the slow cooker. Using a slow cooker means that you can cook a meal from scratch and have it waiting on the table when you get home from work. So there is absolutely no reason for any of you to go out there and buy processed foods, microwave foods. There is no need. Okay, so let's go and get making that curry. So next up we're going to prepare our vegetables. So first up we need to trim our green beans and chop them in half. Then we are going to dice our sweet potato, skins on if they're organic, off if not organic. Then you want to dice up your cauliflower into small florets. Next your onion, peel and finely chop into thin slices. Smash your garlic and take the skins off. Peel and grate your ginger. Okay, so in this bowl I have got some really good quality organic lamb. I always choose organic meat, it's much better quality and it tastes gorgeous. So I don't tend to bother trimming the fat off, just let that flavour develop in the curry. So we are going to marinate our lamb and we're going to put our dried spices in. So the first thing we've got is some cayenne powder. So I'm going to sprinkle that on the top of the lamb, make sure it's all out. Then we've got turmeric powder, just pop that in. And then we've got some cumin and we've also got coriander, ground. Just pop that all in. So what you want to do is really just use your hands rather than a spoon because you can really massage the dried spices into the meat. Make sure it's all mixed up, really get those flavours into the meat. Now ideally you want to let this stand for at least an hour in the fridge, really just to let those flavours develop. However, because we're using a slow cooker, the flavours will develop in the slow cooker anyway, so it's just an extra, up to you. So the reason this recipe is called lazy lamb and sweet potato curry is because we use the slow cooker. Okay, so the slow cooker means that you can basically cook whilst you're at work or whilst you're out doing different things. So first up, always preheat your slow cooker, always preheat it on high. Now because of the temperatures that the slow cooker cooks at, you always put your vegetables on the bottom. So I'm going to add my vegetables now. So in goes the chopped sweet potato, the green beans. Now I'm using courgette, the recipe says cauliflower, just because cauliflower is out of season and I always try and eat and buy seasonal vegetables. So courgette going in, might be cauliflower for you. Then the onion, a little bit more in there. Then you want to add the meat. You don't have to be fancy about it, just chuck it in there. Press it all in. Okay, then you want to pop in your ginger, garlic, just onto the top there. And then you add the liquids. So you want to add your stock. Sorry, a bit noisy. This is homemade chicken stock, which I'm adding now. Just gives it a really nice flavour. Okay, then we're going to add some organic passata. I buy this rather than tin tomatoes, just really because it's fresher and it comes in a jar rather than a tin. Just pour that in. Now bear in mind when you're adding your liquids that the slow cooker creates more liquid, so you always put a little bit less than you would think you would cooking on the hob. Then your coconut milk. Okay, hope you can get that in the shot, it looks gorgeous. And then we're just going to have a sprinkle of organic sea salt. Organic's better because you've actually got the proper minerals in there, so calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sea salt rather than rock salt. Okay, so that is all in there. Pop the lid on. Now, if you need to cook this in a hurry, cook it on high and it will cook between 4 and 6 hours. That's how long you need, a minimum 4 hours to tenderize the meat. If you're out all day, so you're doing an 8-hour shift at work, then just switch it to low and that'll cook between sort of 8 and 10 hours. So I need this in a hurry, so I'm going to leave it on high. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so we're about 3 hours into cooking and I'm just going to lift the lid and check. Whoa! Okay, so just give it a good stir. You really don't want to lift the lid on your slow cooker, regardless of what you're cooking, within the first 1 to 2 hours, as it greatly increases the amount of time your food will take to cook by basically breaking the seal on the rim. I'm going to take a piece of meat out, pop the lid back on, check how it's doing, and see how much time we've got left. Okay, so it's been actually slightly under 4 hours on high. I just tried a bit of the lamb and it is so tender. That's the great thing about using a slow cooker, tenderizes the meat beautifully. So it's done. I'm going to switch off the slow cooker. Watch out for the steam. Absolutely piping hot. So just going to dish some of this up. Try not to make a complete mess of it. So the great thing about this recipe is that all your veggies are in there, so it's kind of a bit more like a stew than a curry. Okay, my mouth is actually salivating. It smells so good. Okay, so a little bit of fresh lime just sort of offsets the spices really nicely. Some fresh coriander. Probably want to chop this up first. Been a little bit lazy, so just going to tear it and pop it on. Okay. And if you want some extra fats, then I just add some of my organic coconut oil, just a little bit onto the top. She says doesn't want to come off the spoon. Okay, so let's try a bit of lamb. My mouth is really salivating. It's just so tender. And the sauce is gorgeous. Very good. Shouldn't talk with your mouth open or full.